Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is JcGreen and welcome to my review of
Full Metal Panic Fumoffu!
Wait, Gabe, is that you? What are you doing in my review?
Hey, you were in mine, now I'm in yours. That's how this works. Full Metal Panic Fumoffu is a classroom love comedy, according to some.
Next time on the classroom love comedy Full Metal Panic Fumoffu. Tune in for hostility passing by and a fruitless lunchtime.
Wait, I wasn't briefed on any love comedy.
That follows two main characters, Sousuke Sagara and Kaname Chidori, as they try to survive high school and one another. It's a comedic spin-off of the original Full Metal Panic, which shares the same characters and basic story, wherein Chidori is the class representative and vice president, and Sousuke is a member of an anti-terrorist organization tasked with protecting her. From what, you might be wondering? Well, that's all explained in the original. But this isn't the original, this is Fumoffu. So more often than not, Sousuke isn't as much protecting her as he is making everything horrible all the time and fighting off his insatiable lust for blood. It all makes sense once you get into it, and the best part, as JC will talk about later on, is that you don't have to watch the original to enjoy this. Sure, it provides some context as to why Sousuke is there, but really this show does a great job of being its own thing, and if you didn't know the original existed, you probably wouldn't think too much of it.
Oh yes, finally, back to me. While this anime's predecessor, Full Metal Panic, attempts to combine action, drama, and comedy to create an all-enveloping experience for a diverse audience, Fumoffu cuts the storyline, leaving only the comedic elements in a standalone episodic format. There are only 12 episodes total. Yes, 12 episodes total, but every one of them is packed full of side-splitting humor that will leave you laughing constantly as you watch Sergeant Sousuke Sagara in his attempt to assimilate into normal Japanese high school culture. The series is divided into several chapters, and each episode contains one or two of them. There are self-contained stories that can fit into the main plot and expand on the humor side of Full Metal Panic universe. That's right, all that craziness with the Labna driver and the black technology takes a backseat into laughs. Perhaps it treats its subject matter with a bit more superficiality, but at least there is no pretense to a higher purpose. Comedy is its focal point, and though most of the gags are out of the fish out of water variety, they work well. One thing that could possibly hinder the onset of laughter is the host of culture-specific references that might not be universally understood. Make no mistake though, you don't have to be a fan of Full Metal Panic to enjoy Fumoffu, as even I have never watched Full Metal Panic, at least not all of it. There's plenty of slapstick, plenty of absurdity, and plenty of outright weirdness in this series. All of it carried with absolutely no dignity, and that's where the warm charm comes in. Fumoffu is indicative of the direction of future Kyoto Animation's works will take. The vintage format and the self-referential humor and the quick pace seem to be Kyoto's staples. As applied in this anime, these techniques cause the episodes to feel very uniform, but at least there is a high level of commitment to this particular brand of comedy, so the jokes maintain some amount of funniness, even if it's the 5th time you've seen this series. What the series does best of all is its devotion to the love/hate relationship between Kaname and Sousuke, showing the relatively ordinary life of Jindai High in a very nice change of pace, especially considering from what I heard that Full Metal Panic wasn't completely successful at blending it in with military action. With a more focused intention, the story is really able to expand its comedic element, which is one of its best, strongest points in my opinion.
For our main cast, we have Sousuke Sagara and Kaname Chidori. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these two are about as tropey as tropes can get. Sousuke is your emotionless soldier whose personality and job are interchangeable, and Kaname Chidori is our high school tsundere. Sounds cliche, I know, and I'm pretty sure KyoAni knew that too, because they take all of the common storylines and cliches that you'd normally find, and did find in the original, and turn it up to 11. You're not supposed to take these characters seriously or even really care about them. You're supposed to be entertained by them. And holy crap, are they entertaining. Even our secondary characters like Kyoko fall into trope territory, but again, that's the point. This show aims to take all of the tropes from the genre and throw them in the most ridiculous situations possible. And if it sounds like I'm not really talking about the secondary characters, there's a reason for that. They don't matter. Not in the grand scheme of things anyways. I mean, yeah, they do stuff, but it's mostly to set up plot points or jokes for Sousuke and Chidori. Mostly the reoccurring characters just sit back and comment on the series, which is good, because they're basically the audience. This show knows that we can't relate to a character like Sousuke, so they give us characters like us, that just watch the insanity from the distance and mock the stupidity of our main characters, although a few, like Ren, do get some love later on in the series. That's not to say that our two leads are the only interesting or memorable characters. There's a ton of one-off characters that are just as memorable, like the aforementioned teacher, or Tsubaki, the president of the karate club, but to go into their character would kind of spoil the surprise of their idiosyncrasies.
Now visually, Fullmetal Panic Fumoffu doesn't quite have a great deal of details changed from the original series. The only notable thing that I noticed were the difference in polish and flair from the original. Fullmetal Panic Fumoffu was taken over by Kyoto Animations 1 year after Fullmetal Panic released, which was animated by Gonzo. Character designs also seem smoother, but remain visually alike as in the first season. Animation was, of course, slightly improved, which is to say very good on Kyoto An's part. The somewhat lower but still decent budget is spent where it counts, leaving no noticeable weak points in the fast-paced animation. Besides using more than average awkward scenes to create laughter, that in which would easily be seen as annoying and neglectful, but in my view, hilarious and resourceful. Most worth looking are Kaname's never-ending range of expressions and body language, and perfect visual timing on a variety of throwaway gags. Also, mechs are now replaced by Bonta-kuns, apparently.
Normally when I talk about the sound, I go balls deep into the music and kind of glaze over the voices, but with this anime, I sort of have to go the opposite route. The music isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's also not stellar. What it is, more so than anything, is tone setting. It can range from wacky to serious, but with each variation, it's setting up or punctuating a joke more so than adding to the atmosphere, and that's fine, because in this show, that's its job. The only two songs really worth mentioning are the intro and outro, but those both come across as pretty generic, easy listening popcorn music that you'd get in any romantic comedy. Again, they do their job, and that's just fine. The voice acting is more or less perfect, with Lucy Christian and Chris Patton reprising their roles from the original and much more serious series. These two have some of the best chemistry I've heard in a dub, and I don't mean romantically, I mean comedically. The two play off one another like an anime Abbott and Costello, both able to play the straight man and let the other have their moment in the sun, although admittedly Patton does get more laughs. And the same can be said for the rest of the cast as well, right down to one-off characters like the teacher from episode 2. Now don't get me wrong, by perfect I don't mean that the dub is spectacular. I've heard better, but it's apt. Every actor seems to play their role seamlessly, which is something I haven't always been able to say. I have two issues with this anime. One is the dub.
Lost track of the time.
Hide and seek?
Again, it's not the best, but that's not because the actors are bad, it's because there's really not a lot of emotional range in the show. Everything is played for laughs, so you're not going to get a Cowboy Bebop dub from this. But you will get a bunch of voice actors playing their roles perfectly, and really, what more could you ask for? Well, besides maybe for Kyoko to not sound so damn annoying.
All in all, Fumoffu is Fullmetal Panic done differently, and in my opinion done right. It sacrifices drama for humor, combining wacky anime gags and situation comedy with a variety of great characters. It successfully gives old standbys an infusion of originality with Sasuke's brutal practicality and unsavory logical methods. The results are a bit juvenile at times, but also very, very funny. Not every episode is perfect, and it won't be everyone's taste, but once it gets rolling, it's a havoc ride for as long as it lasts, which again, isn't that long enough since this anime is only 12 episodes. Also, last thing I want to make note, spin-offs rarely work. It's kind of a fact. It's even rarer if they aren't complete trash. Fullmetal Panic Fumoffu is not only excellent, but also gives new audiences, such as myself, who are familiar with the Fullmetal Panic universe, a chance to dive into its more serious adaptations. Anyways guys, this does wrap up our review of Fullmetal Panic Fumoffu. Hope you guys did enjoy this, and if you guys did, please, honestly, comment down in the comment section. Let me know at least, would you like to see me and Gabe do another collaboration together? We haven't done one since about 9 months ago back on his channel, which is also in the description if you guys want to see that. But anyways, I'm gonna let Gabe finish off this rest of this outro, and honestly, again guys, want to see more of us together doing reviews, let me know. Anyways, Gabe, finish it off.
Hey guys, this is ShintouGenesis, and I'd like to thank JcGreen for having me on. I really appreciate it, man. It's been super awesome, and it was really fun watching this series and getting to write it out with you. And for everybody listening, I have my own channel if you want to check it out. Got a little Gurren Lagann review over there. A little Ergo Proxy might have come out by the time this does. Hopefully, if I'm on my game and I'm not lazy, it will have. But yeah, got a channel over there where I review anime. And also, we did a review a while back of Devil's Part-Timer, which is JC's favorite anime. So if you want to go over there and watch that, that'd be awesome, right? Some more content. Alright, cool. Thanks for having me on.